What's going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to the finale. Well, this is going to be the start of the new season, but first of all we're going to be looking at the league table. You can see there that we were on 106 points. Absolutely Ted shit up in the Football League 2. Morecambe finished bottom, which isn't that great, and Everton actually managed to win the FA Cup, I think that was, which is a massive surprise. And you can see there Brunt was just one off of top goal scorer. Very, very unlucky there from him. And the funny thing is, with the assists, the closest one to the top is Shaquille Hunter, and he's got 6 assists. So, you know, the assists are really kind of dished out quite evenly and are distributed quite evenly as well. But yeah, we're ending this season, but it's been an amazing season. Even the board can admit that it's just been an incredible season for Bristol Rovers generally. And hopefully more successes to come in the Football League 1. I really do hope so. We've been playing so well in the Football League 2, so hopefully we can carry that on through to the Football League 1 and maybe dominate some more in this league. But you can see there the season budget isn't brilliant at all. 650 grand a week and 3k on weekly wages. That's pretty poor. And you can see here Matt Gill has started to decrease. This is the squad monthly report. He's down to 58 overall. You know, he's such a legend. I don't think I could ever sell him. But a lot of players are very unhappy at the club at the moment. For an example would be I think it's David Clarkson. He's unhappy, but you see that Ellis Harrison doing well. But you see that David Clark. Why is he unhappy? I don't understand. Same with Christian Saratama. All of our youth players seem to be ridiculously unhappy. I just don't get it. It's the start of a new season. How can you already be unhappy? I just don't get it. And Yarko Manpar, I think it is. Despite not playing him all season, he's up to 60 overall. That will come in handy, especially when I'm dealing with transfers, I guess. But the first offer comes in the season here, and it is for James Hansen, and he is more of a squad rotation player than anything else. And I did counter offer, well, what the chief executive said was the maximum amount that we could get for him, because I was willing to let him go, because I thought that if I could let him go, I could bring in a striker that's 10 times as good. And you can see here I'm also going in for a few central midfielders. This took me a long time to actually find some players that actually had decent wages that we'd be able to afford, because a lot of the players that I was trying to go for, they were very good, they were young, they had lots of potential, but the clubs they were at, you know, even League 2 clubs, they just have ridiculously high wages. I just don't understand it, you know. With the youth players, I think I was going for Michael Keane, who plays for Manchester United. And despite the fact that he's so low rated overall, because I think it's just because Man United have the cash to splash, he has wages of £25,000 a week. That is the definition of ridiculous. I just cannot comprehend that. But you can see there, Rotherham do accept the deal for James Hansen, so he is leaving the club. But nevertheless, we do manage to bring in Emile Sinclair as a replacement for him. He's got a really good attack positioning for a striker, so hopefully he can tear some shit up for us and do well for us. And of course, we're going to be needing to get a goalkeeper as well. And I had a few goalkeepers in mind. Evan Bush was one. It took me so long to find players that actually we could actually realistically pick up with the wage and the transfer budget that we have, because we don't have that much money to play with. So, you know, we're going to have to use it wisely. And I'm also going in for Cody McDonald here because Clarkson's unhappy. I want to get him out of the club because he's just pissing me off that he's unhappy. I just don't understand why he's not happy at the club. There's no reason for him not to be. And you can see there, Emile Sinclair, 63 overall. He looks pretty decent, to be honest. 4-star weak foot. He can also play on the right mid position, so that's very useful to know. Maybe I'll have to play him there if we do suffer injuries. But you can see here, I get another offer from Kilmarnock. Yeah, that's it. Kilmarnock, the Scottish side. And also from Fleetwood Town, the League 2 side, for Frank Doyle, our youth star. But I'm just not going to let him go for that cheap. It's ridiculous that he's even going for that much. He deserves to be going for a lot more than that. But of course, I'm also interested in a bit of a younger centre-back because McChrystal has hit 30. So, you know, I know last season I did say about Matt Gill and not getting rid of players that, as soon as they turn 30, get them out of the club. But To be honest, I think this is a good decision to make, as I can potentially pick up the Preston North End centre-back, which is Bailey Wright. He has a lot of potential. If I can pick him up on any kind of deal, that is going to be humongous for the club. And you can see here I was also interested in an older goalkeeper, just in case that none of the other deals actually came through and were actually accepted. And it's Ruddy Ryu, who plays for RC Lens, I think it is. The only reason I was interested in him was because his wages are quite low, and he is an experienced keeper, so, you know, maybe experienced keepers are better in FIFA 14 career mode than they were in FIFA 13. I certainly think that they are, for sure. You know, Mildenhall is a perfect example of that. He was absolutely quality. And, you know, goalkeepers, even at the age of 28, are still considered young because they have a longer career generally than players that are playing outfield. That's just a fact, really, and you can see here that David Clarkson thinks he can make a great replacement for James Hansen, and I completely disagree with you. What a crap player he is. I don't mean to say this, and I don't mean to offend any Bristol Rovers fan or any fan of David Clarkson, but seriously, he just doesn't work in game. He just doesn't. He doesn't want to do anything. His work rates are poor. He's just not a player that I want to be playing game in, game out. And he really doesn't understand that. That's a bad thing about it. But you can see here, I'm loaning out Christian Saratama to, I think that is Shelbourne, where we sold Ollie Clark, I think, our youth player, on a permanent deal. And once again, I'm just going to reject the offer for Frank Doyle, because I'm not going to let him go out. Maybe on loan I might, but, you know, we're loaning out so many players such as Jamie Lucas. I don't think I need to loan out any more players, because these players are players that desperately need experience. Frank Doyle doesn't. He's already at 58 overall, so I think he can really do some good stuff for us in the future. And Ruddy Ryu accepts the contract, but I don't accept it. I do indeed stall it, because I was interested in this guy, Robert Lainton, I think his name is. If we can pick this guy up as well as the Preston and North End defender, we are really in for it. We are really going to be doing some good job. And we do indeed pick up Robert Lainton, because although, well, they're 10 years apart, and Ruddy Ryu, I would like to pick him up, but I also wouldn't, because, you know, Robert Lainton, he's already 69 overall, which I didn't realise until I was playing the first match, but that is ridiculous. That honestly is. I've picked him up for an absolute bargain, that's for sure. An absolute steal. And he's only 24. He's got good potential, so hopefully he can do stuff for us. And finally, the transfer offer for Bailey Wright is accepted. This guy has potential to be really good defender for us. He's only 21 and he's just got all-round really good stats. And the contract offer is accepted. I do give him what he wants. Crucial first team player, but look at the wages. £4,000 a week, that takes us down so much. He is going to cost us over £500,000, but I think he'll be worth it in the long run, because he has got, I think, potential of 80 something. He's just going to be really good for us. And you see, we're going to be playing all of our friendlies. No gameplay in this episode, so sorry about that if you are looking forward to gameplay. But we are playing this first friendly against Sligo, and Brunt misses a penalty early on. Very disappointing that he managed to miss that, because he has got good penalties. But nevertheless, Harrison managed to score despite getting a yellow card a little bit later on. He does manage to score to make it 1-0, and then Brunt just after half-time scores to make it 2-0. And we were actually playing very well in these friendlies. They were fairly easy friendlies, I guess you could say, so I can't really say that we were playing well. I can't really judge the friendlies on complete success, all in the league and everything like that. But, you know, we certainly were playing a good standard of football, you know, winning that first game and going into this game against Arles, I think it is. I think that might be a French side, and Gould gets things started off early on in the game, scoring in the 5th minute. He is going to turn out to be an absolute monster for us. I can just picture it already, and if he doesn't, I will have to loan him out and recall him straight away, because that's the only way to fix his potential. But I'm pretty sure his potential isn't that broken, if I'm going to be honest. But look at this, they managed to score in the 90th minute. Of course they do. When I sim a match, despite the fact that they got a defender injured, they score in the 90th minute. It's not the end of the world, to be honest, though. And we get our monthly scouting update here from our scouts. And look at this guy, Gerard Hughes. I've sent my scout out, my Irish scout, I think it is, out to his home country, and look what it's come back with. He could be very special indeed. 54 to 72 overall. I think he'd slot very nicely into the first team if he was that overall, but I'm not 100% sure what position he plays as of yet, you know. I still need to scout him a little bit more, but you can see here we've got another youth squad monthly report thing, and a lot of players are doing alright. Shaquille Hunter doing fantastically, really boosted up in potential for some reason, and that will mean that he'll be starting a lot more regularly if he carries on, you know, with his potential boosting up that much. I did also add a few players onto the loan list, and you know, I really do want to loan these players out, especially Alifi Santos, I think it is, because he hasn't grown that much. I need to keep Connor Guff, though, because he's our backup goalkeeper. He won't be playing that much this season. Hopefully, Robert Lainton won't get injured, because he looks like an absolute god. You know, yellow stats across the board. He looks like a great keeper, and he's got good kicking as well. He seems like a perfect replacement, really, for Mildenhall, and I hope that he does live up to the expectation I am giving him. But you can see we're simming a final match here, and I think we do actually manage to win this match against Concepcion. Clarkson getting a goal, and then Sinclair following it up to get his debut goal for the club. Doing very well for the club, and at 63 overall, I think he can do some good stuff. But guys, if you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode and want more Career Mode from me, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another episode. Thanks for watching.